A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to talk about Mars and Saturn aspect, conjunction or combination and see as to how we can move it into the divisional charts and see the results there. When we talk about Mars, we know that Mars is a passionate planet. We know Mars shows aggression and it shows courage, the ability to go ahead, get things done. It is the planet of strong emotions. When we talk about Saturn, Saturn is the planet of detachment. Saturn is a planet of discipline and it is the planet of authority, which says that work needs to be done in a proper organized manner. Now, when Saturn and Mars are together, what effects do they give? But before that, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do. And do write in your suggestions. Do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. When this Saturn and Mars are together, not just in the D1, and not just having a relationship in the D1, but also having a relationship in any divisional chart, say D10, D9, whatsoever, then how does it reflect in a person's life? First and foremost, when a person has this complex setup of Mars and Saturn together in their chart or having a relationship, and what do I mean by a relationship? Placement, aspect or conjunction. Any of it would constitute a relationship if they are in each other's houses, if they are only one of them is in the other's house, if they have aspect on each other, if they have nakshatra placements in each other's nakshatra, then all of it constitutes a relationship. It can be a one-sided relationship, it can be a two-sided relationship. Two-sided are strong, one-sided are fair enough. But then it does constitute a relationship. And what happens then? First and foremost, let's remember that Mars gets exalted in the sign of Saturn and then aspects its own house. On the other hand, Saturn gets debilitated in the house of Mars and yet also aspects its own house. So there's a strong relationship between both of them. Now, when Saturn and Mars are in a relationship, such people are very organized. They're very passionate about any work that they do and they do it with a sense of duty. The sense of duty that they have within them is everlasting. In fact, you will see that those people can be very old in their age. They can be very progressed, but they can also be very strong workaholics because of the work that they do is not just for money. It's not money orientation that makes them work hard. It is their need to prove themselves to be useful and to continuously work hard the entire part of their life. These people have a strange combination of patience and courage. So they can be trailblazers, they can do things which others have not done and they can show a kind of patience that is or a fortitude that is very hard to come by because the Saturn-Mars combination gives them the ability to stay put, especially when it is very strong in a chart. Again, such people also show a very strong sense of timing. Or rather, if it is afflicted, then they need to show a strong sense of timing. These people are extremely disciplined as far as, and it will depend on which house their Saturn and Mars is connected with, which house it is placed, which house it reflects, which house it aspects. So there they will show great amount of discipline and they will show a strong structure. So with this in background, now if you take up the charts, there are many charts that I can show you. I can also recommend a chart for you to see. You can look into the chart of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and you can also see his D10. There is a very strong relationship in the D10 also. But here I am taking up charts of two people who are known to me, who are whose charts I see on a regular basis, and you can see in the first chart it is a chart of a gentleman who is 78 years of age, and he is yet always ready to work, always ready to help others, and has a great knowledge in many fields. See, Saturn and Mars together do aspect his lagna, his 10th house, and they cover a host of other houses as well. So, as far as working is concerned, this gentleman continues to work even at this age of 78. What more? There are many areas of work that he's done covered in his life, and you can see that because in the D10, Saturn and Mars, they also form a relationship, as Mars is sitting in the lagna of the D10 in the sign of Saturn, that is Aquarius. So, it makes the person very hardworking, very passionate about whatever that the person is capable of working in, and very determined. Both Saturn and Mars, when they are together, give us a determination that is unparalleled. Next, I take up a chart of a young person. Again, this young person has Saturn sitting in his lagna, and that is the Scorpio lagna. So, Saturn is actually sitting in the house of Mars and is being aspected by Mars. So, again we see a strong relationship between Saturn and Mars, and this makes the person very steady, very firm, very hardworking, goal oriented, because Saturn aspects the 10th house, and Saturn is also, Mars is also aspecting Saturn. So, very passionate about whatever work they do. And when we take up the 10th D10, even in the D10 you see Saturn is again sitting in the house of Mars, and this time it is Aries that it is sitting in, and Mars is again sitting in the lagna. So, again giving the person huge amount of passion, huge amount of dedication, and just probably because of that debilitated Saturn in the D10, the person may not be that ambitious, but whatever work that the person takes up is very passionate about the work the person takes up and gives 100% effort in that direction. So, we can see that when we are seeing these combinations and we are seeing these happening in the D10, D9 or any divisional chart, you will see that these combinations in those divisional charts give their own results, and in case of Saturn and Mars, I can very clearly tell you that it gives a person a kind of fortitude, a kind of ability to hold on to things and work relentlessly that is actually enviable. So, if you know anybody who has this combination of Saturn and Mars in their D10 or any other divisional chart, please let me know and I will write a comment for that too. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.